Right guys, very quick one here that is more of a public service announcement than a standard video. The Coronavirus Act is due to be renewed in 10 days on Wednesday the 30th of September. This is what gives the government powers to place draconian restrictions on our lives, as we have been seeing more and more recently and witnessed fully for 3 months earlier this year. As we all know, and so today, the science does not back up continuing this act, as countless professors have stated on the BBC, ITV and Sky News in recent days, despite them exact same channels pumping out constant fear in relation to cases while ignoring low death figures. Labour obviously are fully behind the government locking down the country again, which I am sure surprises no one. The people that earn money regardless of lockdown, it seems, are the ones calling for it, with even the disgraced tosspot Ferguson being touted by some media outlets as a credible source for a second lockdown, despite the fact the guy has never got a thing right in 20 years, as the last 6 months have proved yet again. Now, the reason for this video is because we all need to contact our local MPs and tell them that we do not support the lockdown or the continuation of this act that has the government following Boris Johnson's clearly incompetent or corrupt health and science advisors that have royally screwed this up at every turn. There is already a lot of tension within the Tory party over this, because they can see Boris Johnson, who wants a Churchillian legacy via Brexit, is not only going to end up with a legacy similar to Maybot, but he is also going to make the Tory party hated up and down the country for decades to come at this rate. His weakness is clear for anyone to see, and when they destroy the economy more than they already have with the first lockdown, it will be all she wrote. I've said it before and I'll say it again, Boris is ruling by media pressure, but they pressure him for the wrong things and ignore the questions we would ask because they are neck deep in it with them. So we need to pressure backbench MPs and ministers daily until they realise the majority of this country does not support his horseshit in relation to this. You remind them to be conservative if they are a Tory, and if they are Labour MPs, remind them they will never get voters back if they side with a government plan to destroy the economy and make people unemployed more than has already happened this year. At the end of the day, the hypocrisy of Labour is unbelievable at the moment. They are happy to continue allowing the government to avoid scrutiny while moaning about them in the press in relation to nonsensical bollocks clearly trying to avoid asking them real questions that they should be. We even have former Supreme Court judges like Lady Howe coming out and criticising MPs for letting the government rule for so long by ministerial decree when there is no evidence to suggest they should be. In fact, that should have been stopped months ago according to the Supreme Court judges or former Supreme Court justice. It's amazing how, when it comes to stopping Brexit, the Supreme Court was constantly being used to stop it, but when it comes to the people's freedoms being destroyed for something that does not affect most of the country, there are tumbleweeds rolling past the Supreme Court. Now, as you know, I don't often agree with the Supreme Court and actually want it abolished, but on this occasion I actually do, because the evidence backs up what they are saying. Now, I have actually rambled on a lot longer than I wanted to. This was supposed to be just a very quick video getting you to contact your MP, which at this point is all we can really do, and we've got 10 days to do it. You can literally do it every single day. Send them an email every day letting them know that you do not support any of this draconian bullshit. You just have to make sure you tell them that you do not agree with restrictions on people's lives, and especially ministers ruling by decree. And I don't know about you guys, but I certainly don't want ministers ruling by decree when it is the incompetent, slimy fuckpig like Matt Handjob, who just looks like he is up to no good in relation to this, if you ask me. Personally, I think the government should get rid of him from his position because he is hated by everyone on both sides at this point. Obviously, we know the Remainers and Labour lovies are going to hate him because he's a Conservative MP, but I am seeing a hell of a lot of Conservative voters turning against him, and very quickly. Much like many of the other ministers, but that is a completely different situation. Like I said guys, just contact your MP and let them know how you feel. That might be the only way that Boris Johnson actually sees sense, otherwise he's going to take us down the shitter, probably worse than Maybot.
There is a pattern consistent throughout history of oppressed people turning on the oppressors. Slaves against their owners, the peasantry against the feudal barons, colonies, Mr. Verhofstadt, against their empires. And that is why Britain is leaving. And it doesn't matter which language you use, we are going, and we are glad to be going. We're off.